Hi everyone, and a great big welcome. This is Craggy Brook Witchery's first year celebration on YouTube. So I've gathered all the decks that I purchased in 2024 to 2025. I think I got them all here, and I thought we'll just work through them because, it needs to be celebrated. There was a lot of trial and tribulations, but Craggy Brook made it with the support of a whole raft of people, and you all know who you are. So we're going to just put this back in the tripod, light a candle, and let's boogie through some of these wonderful purchases. Okay, well, you can't run a tarot channel without decks. So I'm feeling a little bit guilty about my many purchases. But, what can we say? We're all tarot and oracle addicts. But if they uplift us and make us happy and inspire us, why not? So I've lit our little party candle here. We got some amethyst in here, some rose quartz, and some clear quartz, hoping to bring good energy to today's event. So let's get busy. I'm going to tip this down, give us some more room, and we'll just grab a deck here and there and begin. So where do I begin? Okay. Excuse me. I'm going to start with this. And if you've watched my channel, you know that I'm always on the hunt for used decks, inexpensive decks, discounted decks, you name it. This girl's all over it. So the Crow Tarot was one I found in Value Village. There was a little note in this one, so I have to disclose the fact that whoever previously had this deck thought that it might actually be one of those copies that we hate to receive. But the Crow Tarot had been on my list for probably 6 months. And then this one turned up, and I thought, if I really like this, then I will certainly invest in the real thing. So here is the Crow Tarot that I have. All right, so let's take a little bit of a gander through the deck. So they're not in any particular order, and I have not done a review on this one. Just getting used to it, getting used to the images. I don't know if it is a reproduction or not. And I know that's not fair to artists, but it ended up in my possession, maybe just to introduce me to the wonderful artwork. And this is artwork by M.J. Coolin. And I really do love her colors and the way she expresses herself. So I have full intentions of buying a book that's larger with all the information and get my hands on a real copy. But isn't it gorgeous? Those are the backs. It looked quite similar to what I was able to find on the internet. And this is the lovely Crow Tarot. New to me. People may have had it in their collection for quite some time, but just came into my possession about a month ago. And I think I'm going to be using it, as I mentioned in one of my videos, with the Morrigan. So that is the Crow Tarot. Okay, my next purchase was Tarot de la Nuit. And I was so happy to see something like this because it does have an evening feel to it. a vampire feeling to it. And it does come with a little book. It's put out by Le Scarabeo. And you can see the artist names there. I'm in the dining room today because I needed more space, so I hope the lighting is not going to be too tricky. All right, so nice big box, hard box. This is our booklet, and it is a good size, but it does have, but that's benefit to other people, many different languages. So we get 58 pages with some spreads inside. This is what the backs look like, and it is really nice cardstock. A little bit slippery. What I found so far is I needed to talk a little bit better rather than just pretty pictures. So there is going to have to be some time spent letting this deck find its voice. Very intriguing pictures. Like the darkness of it. Just gotta get it to talk. So, if you were seeing it in a spread, that's what some of them look like together. And on a moonlit night, maybe for a full moon, might just be a wonderful deck to bring out. All right, so that is that one. Now this one was purchased at the same time. This is a Lenormand. And I do love to play Lenormand. I did take this on a couple spins. Nice back, but they are large. So maybe, as I mentioned in my video previous when I did my walkthrough, that possibly this is a deck for a 3-card to 9-card. This one is not one of my favorites. I love that. So it gives us that moonlit feeling again, not the same vampire feeling. And the images are fairly good. If you're a Lenormand reader, you're going to be able to capture the idea of what card is for what. This one stands out a little bit too much to me as different in the coloring. So if it was to appear in a spread, you're going to have some good lighting, but it does have that mystery. Isn't that fantastic with the full moon there? Ooh, nice pair. So that is a gorgeous card. All right, so, and you get a couple of these full moons happening here. And I apologize if we're going quick, but we got 45 decks to go through. So that is the Nighttime de la Nuit Lenormand. I did show this one just the other day. These are oracle cards. You can see the author's name there. And I pre-ordered this and was so excited to get it, and I still love it. And I do think that it is a good storyteller, especially if you're an Alice fan. So we'll just continue where we left off, and I think this is where I did leave off, and this was it from my in a tower moment that I just put out with all the anxiety and stress that people are feeling, myself included, with all the political stuff going on in the world. Let's just find ways to escape. Isn't that a fantastic Humpty? Love this dressed rabbit. And who can't say they get a big chuckle out of Tweedledee and Tweedledum? But there's Alice. the jury box. There are some gray-toned cards like this. I don't mind that. It sets kind of a nice mood. And there are dashes of color. So that is the Alice in Wonderland. Now, staying in that fun theme, this is another one I pre-ordered. And this is Hocus Pocus. And I do watch the movie every year at Halloween. I really enjoy the information in the book. I thought it very fun, and you can see the nice full color images and good size images. Really happy with this deck. Another one that is themed, and look at that inside. Just my favorite word, delightful. So what do the backs look like? Well, you know, I thought that could have maybe had a cauldron or something on it, or the three sisters. That would have been fun. But, okay cardstock. And there is our 6 of pumpkins. The Wheel of Fortune. And that's when they cast the salt around for the protection of that little girl that the witches were after to suck all her good energy. There's the Chariot. Love this one. And I do like the lime green that runs through this deck. So would I recommend it? Absolutely. And I thought that had a good image there. It reminded me so much of the little girl in the movie. Can't remember her name right now. Isn't that great? As she's turned to stone. Ah, love it, love it. Quite a fun deck. So that is Hocus Pocus. And it was put out by Insight Editions. And I find the box colors quite fun. Good for young and old. Super. Okay, on we go. This one's a little bit different. This one takes you on a journey all around the world. And you can see the artist's name there. And it is a 78 card deck and guidebook. It is a tarot deck put out by Hay House. It's a whopper. Take the book away. They're wider cards than normal, but I like the matte finish, and I like the fact that it's so diversified all around the world. And the fairy tales that are in the book are enough to make you hopefully inspired to search out more material that you can bring then to your readings. You know, there are some cards like that, which is really, I love the luminescence of it. There's some whimsy in it. Those are the backs. They're okay, but really nice. Now, if we lay a few out for you, there are some like this, the coins. They're very strong in color. And then the spikes have that grayish tone to them. And when you get into the hearts, you've got some of the golds. Costumes. The hearts are kind of nice. So that is the Storyteller's Tarot. Now I am going to have to say, I'm going to be watching the time, and there may have to be a part 2. We'll just see. Nice matte finish to these. They do glide nicely and quite lovely. So let's go on. I don't have too many animal decks, but this is a really nice animal deck. Well, it's the Guardian of the Night Tarot, and you can see the author there, put out by Hay House. Another great deck. Love her colors. They just pop. So if we're looking for the backs, there they are. It's a nice cardstock. I do like that. It is a little bit large in the hands, but oh my goodness me, look at that. Move on to some other ones. There's our, I mean, it begins to open up and tell a story as soon as you open this deck. And I think it looks very nice on the table in a spread. Lovely 9 of Wands. It has whimsy, well drawn, and a really good book to go with it. That is the Guardian of the Night Tarot. Really happy with that purchase. This was quite a different purchase for myself, but I knew I had to have it when I saw it because it was so unique. And this is the Mythologia Fennica Tarot with Finnish wisdom. And it is a beautiful book and deck and box put out by Rockpool. So let's get in and take a look. I love the intriguing images. Rugged, oh, but yet so natural. Really, really nice. So that's a good chunky book with more mythology, but ones that we don't often delve into. I am not of Finnish, but do like to learn to understand it. So this is a nice little box. There's the image inside there, and it is silver gilded. Quite beautiful. Now it seems that that's warping just a little bit, and usually the gilded ones don't in my house, but there's the backs. It's nice. It's a good size. So you've got some mountain trolls for the 7 of Pentacles. As I say, the back's quite nice. It takes a little bit to get used to all the languages. Caught in the forest, but they evoke a lot. They got that rough type of artistry, not perfected. It's just in a way that it makes you sort of dream and wander when you're looking at the images. There's a powerfulness to these cards. Some look like line cuts. Really, really nice. So that, Mythologia Fennica. Now, it wasn't too long ago that I unwrapped these. These are beautiful little minis. Now, the first one, La Scarabeo, and the second one, same thing. One called the Classic Tarot, and one the Tarot of Marseille. I think the backs have to be one of my faves. It is just gorgeous. I like the size of them. Cardstock's really good. They can get out of hand and flip around a little bit, but I guess it's set up because I did do the walkthrough. So there is our beautiful Fool. I get lost when I look at all the line work in this deck. The Papes, Temperance. For something so small, it really packs some wonderful images. Love the cups and the colors in the cups. Our coins. And a great deck to take out when you get comfortable with it and read in public, because it doesn't take up a lot of room on the table. So you could do a Celtic cross with this if you wanted to. And I think the images would be very well received. So that was the classic tarot. And then we have the Tarot of Marseille. And I can definitely see we're going to need to do a couple videos. And as we're sitting here, the mailman just arrived with another deck. Bad Lori, very, very bad Lori. There's the backs to the Tarot of Marseille with a little booklet that goes with it. And these are beautiful colors, not quite as ancient looking to me as the other one was. Another wonderful deck that, you know, if you were reading in public and there wasn't fantastic lighting, this deck is still going to be able to deliver. Wonderful. I think this year has been a great year for really nice decks for Lori. Now, I received a couple decks, actually 4 this year from Artisan Tarot. They are to die for. The quality, the feel in the hand, the way they slip along when you shuffle, beautiful. So let's get into this one. And this is by, I even like saying the name, Alejandro. Why couldn't I get a special name like that? Sounds Lori Alejandro. Come on. So there. Let's look at the backs. And look at the way it swirls. It's like a party in a tarot deck. So there we have the gorgeous artwork. It brings me back that line cut, I think, that I like. That old world. So with these, you get the idea of almost a Marseille deck, but it's combined with, lots of them are upside down there, Laura, with traditional RWS, with some twists on it, eh? But it's the twists that make it fabulous. Would I take this out in public? I might be reluctant because you might get a heavy shuffler, they might get bent, and then I would have to cry. So I think this is a deck to keep at home. And I don't go out that much anymore reading, but really nice treat for yourself. Okay, so that is Artisan's Tarot, the Rider Marseille deck. And I should mention that, you know, you got these wonderfully designed boxes that you can really reach in and easily get your cards out. And they seem to slide back in quite nicely as well. And that is from Artisan Tarot. You can see the information there. And the next one is Tarot de Ambiguities. That one always stumps me. But so we pull down again, nice access. A little bit different backs on this one, but the same sort of, it's almost like those purple lights and weird stuff that used to happen in the 70s. Woo! So it's a really, really, really nice deck. And the colors are quite appealing. Subtle. So I think I'll do one more deck and then we'll take a break. I'll put this out and tomorrow we'll continue on, or the next day, with another section of these lovely decks in my collection for 2024 to 25. Okay, need to say that that one is an Artisan Tarot deck as well. The next one, a little bit different. This is a Gypsy Oracle card deck, and I do like my little Gypsy Oracle card decks. This one talked very well right out of the box. You've got a tiny little booklet there. This is a Le Scarabeo. I did order the bigger booklet. I didn't bring it to the video today, but you get your little title at the top. You've got an image that's easy to understand and the other languages around it. Really nice backs. Do like those backs. So there is the Widower, the Wedding, gives that old world again. And you can tell a story by just the single words up top. Use your imagination for the images, what they're up to. And it does help, though, to see other people's perspectives on meanings when you can gather the book like I got that actually goes with this deck. So, thank you so much for joining in this portion. This is going to be one of those celebrations that goes on, I think, for a couple of days. This one is the Gypsy Oracle cards. And just got to say, again, thank you so much for joining me. And I'll hold this up and I'll make a wish. And if you want to help me blow this out, put your energy into it and let's wish for another fantastic year ahead. And I must say I'm meeting some fantastic people. I really like the camaraderie, and it's been a fantastic year. Blessings to all of you. And we'll catch you back here on Craggy before you know it.